We have this police officer in Bartow that has completely upended, public trust. Most law enforcement officers are fantastic. The overwhelming bulk of law enforcement officers, whether it's your city police department, your county sheriff's office, are fine, upstanding public servants that want to help people. But in any walk of life, you have some bad apples. And I asked Sheriff Grady Judd to pop on with us this morning to talk about this Bartow cop that is, a scoundrel. Sheriff, can you fill us in on what this guy did?
Sure, MJ. The good news is his colleagues turned him in. But he's an idiot. He's an absolute idiot. Not only was he messing around with a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, and two 18-year-olds, not only did he video them, not only did he choke two of them, not only did he give them THC gummies and smoked marijuana with them.
What else could this guy add to the list?
He got to add a trip to the jail to the list.
Yeah.
But his colleagues looked at this and go, oh, this is not good.
So apparently he was showing his coworkers, Sheriff, he was showing them videos that he was shooting of the underage girls in these compromising scenes?
Sent this video clip to one of the crime scene techs, and we don't know who all else saw it in the police department, but they immediately went to their superiors and determined, well, this conduct is occurring at his home outside the city of Bartow. So the police department immediately notified us, and my detectives, who are the very best, began this investigation. You just cannot understand the level of stupid this was. And he was very smug about the whole investigation, like, what is wrong with you? So, he lawyered up, and we thought, well, you need a good lawyer because we're going to do our best to send you to prison for a long time because you have embarrassed yourself. You've embarrassed the Bartow Police Department, and you've embarrassed law enforcement at large. But do you know what? Even with the best backgrounds and psychs and polygraphs and all of that occurs before you hire law enforcement officers, occasionally somebody slips through the cracks, and he did.
The officer, Mark Anthony Fernandez, 24 years old. This guy's goose is cooked. And we're on the phone with Sheriff Grady Judd, Polk County. And, Sheriff, one of the creepiest things to come out of the story was that he knew that one of the girls was 17 years old and tells her you're going to be 18 for the night.
Yes, absolutely. And here's what's interesting. One of the girls was wearing his Bartow police jacket when he instructed the juvenile to perform a sex act on the 18-year-old while he recorded it. And then he sent that to his colleagues.
Yeah, this guy's got mental problems. Sheriff, this guy's something screwed up in this dude's head. How the heck did he make it past all the evaluations to become a Bartow cop?
People can go bad later on.
Yeah.
And that's the only thing we can figure, that he just thought he could get away with this. He thought, hey, I'm a cop. I can do what I want. Well, listen, you know where that cop is now? He's sitting in my county jail, and he's locked up. How'd that work out for him?
So, Sheriff, he also refused to resign from the Bartow Police Department. What is this guy thinking?
Well, I had no idea. What he's going to do, he's going to collect all the money he can. There's a due process that is required in law. So if you don't resign, you can pick up an extra 5 days of work, and then they'll move you to unpaid status, and then they'll have another hearing, and then I'm certain that they'll terminate him because their administrative part of this investigation at the police department is going to show the same thing, obviously, that our criminal investigation did. But he's just jerking them around, which, doesn't surprise me. But, at this point in time, there is no future for him in law enforcement. Hey, there's no future for him to walk in the streets for a lot of years if he's convicted as charged, and that's what we pray for.
I'll tell you what the future holds for him. It's making sure he has enough money in his Florida prison commissary account.
Yeah.
That's
Oh yeah, and he'll meet Big Bubba in prison.
Yeah, Sheriff, I'm glad you brought that up. Generally speaking, how popular are former police officers in prison?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they're not popular at all. In fact, they're seen as the enemy, and it's kind of like red meat in the jail cell. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, even when we keep them in the county jail, we have to separate them. We cannot let them in population in order to protect their life.
Yeah, it's a Gen Pop problem. So I don't know if you know this because, of course, we're on with Sheriff Grady Judd, the sheriff of the Polk County Sheriff's Office. Bartow, of course, inside of Polk. How many officers does the Bartow Police Department have?
They have about 45, I think, 45 police officers.
So, I mean, it's a small department, and the bulk of those officers are fine officers sworn to uphold the law and serve the people of Bartow. And here you have one bad apple that's kind of screwing up the card here.
Well, you know, and they're all angry with him as well because they're fine young men and women that work at the police department. In fact, they're the ones that turned him in.
Yep.
It wasn't someone from the outside. It was their professional colleagues that they work with. So this is not a Bartow Police Department problem. This is an individual problem. And think about this, MJ. We give psychologicals. We give polygraphs. We give backgrounds. But, you know, when you send your kid to school, those teachers don't take polygraphs. When you go to the doctor or the dentist or your lawyer or your CPA, they don't take psychologicals or polygraphs. And if, you know, all of this conduct happens, unfortunately, in every discipline. Your pharmacist doesn't take a psychological or a polygraph, but you don't ever know about those because they're not in an area of high-profile public trust. And we air them out. We didn't try to hide this guy because that's how you build trust in the community, for the community to say, hey, we know there's going to be a bad apple occasionally, but we know something else, that Grady Judd and his guys are going to do what's right. And the chief in Bartow and his guys and gals did what was right. They reported it, we investigated it, and we locked them up. And that's a message for everyone. Yeah, we're not perfect. We never claimed to be. But we hold people to a higher accountability than the average community worker in this nation.
Mark Anthony Fernandez, Bartow cop, is done. Looking again at the charges here: promotion of a juvenile in a sexual performance, use of a juvenile in a sexual performance, battery by strangulation, illegal use of two-way communication device, contributing to the delinquency of a minor, 2 counts. That's the THC, the marijuana, providing alcoholic beverages to a person under 21. And again, you had a 16-year-old, a 17-year-old, and 2 18-year-olds. This guy's cooked. Sheriff, thanks for coming on this morning.
All right, MJ, y'all be safe. Have a good day.
All right, thanks, Sheriff. Sheriff Grady Judd out in Polk County. Nuts. Well, I mean, can you imagine? 24-year-old police officer in Bartow, and that's what this guy's racking up, and he's got underage girls and with sexual performances at his house in Lake Wales? What is this guy thinking?
Imagine if no one had put a stop to him.
What a total, complete mess.